Welcome back to another rant and rave vlog. So in this vlog I'm gonna get a little bit deep, and I really hope you can understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not getting at anybody, I'm not having a go at anybody, I'm just wanting to basically put my thoughts out there and possibly get people's thoughts back, whether they think it should be allowed or it shouldn't, or it's just all about opinions. I'm not, trying to push anything down anybody's thoughts. It's just basically how I think. So today's rant is about filming in general, filming in public, filming it in schools, filming in theme parks, water parks, concerts, you name it. Basically, it's going to be about filming. So I want to start off by talking about vlogging. And as a vlogger myself and other YouTubers and vloggers, what we like to do is we like to go out every day and we like to film different things, whether it be travelling or in a restaurant or accommodation or what, you know what I mean? That's what we want to do. We want to put it on YouTube for people to watch and enjoy. Now, me personally, I either vlog, there's two reasons why I vlog. Obviously, I vlog for YouTube, but I also vlog for memories. So sometimes I might vlog things and I might not even put them online. You know what I mean? They're just for my own personal, to be able to sit back later and watch them. There's nothing I want to really put online. But then most things I want to obviously film, and I want to be able to put it online so I can sit down in years to come and watch it. So to be told, no, you cannot vlog, and I'm sure other YouTubers would agree with me on this, it'd be devastating, to go somewhere and someone basically telling us to put our cameras away. That, you know what I mean? And I'm sure I'm not just talking for myself, I'm talking about anybody here. We wouldn't like to hear it, you know what I mean? If you're going into this place and you're all excited and thinking, I'm going to film this and I'll be able to look back on it in years to come, and then someone comes up to you and says, sorry, you're not allowed to film, put it away. It's a big letdown, it's a big disappointment. Now, I'm going to break this topic up into different subjects. Like I say, I'm going to break it up into concerts, theme parks, water parks, and just sort of, they're all linked together. I want to talk about what individual, but I want to link them together. And the first thing I want to bring it in, and I want to talk about a certain YouTuber. So I just want to start off by saying I am a huge fan of Tom Syndicate or Tom Cassell or Laugh Tom, however you know him. And I've got absolutely nothing against him. I think he's an excellent YouTuber. I think he's an amazing vlogger, and is, in my opinion, I think he's quite an inspiration to kids. And I want to point out very strongly that I think he does a lot for this school. I know he's gone in and given talks about online safety and everything, so I've got nothing against him. I'm not trying to start any arguments or any beef with him or any of his fans or anything like that. I just want to talk about what my thoughts on this subject are. So I want to talk about him vlogging in the school. Now, I'm sort of on the fence of this, because I'm on the fence of a vlog, from one vlogger to another. Me being a YouTuber and got my YouTuber head on, to where I've got my mother's head on from being a mum and knowing what I know about kids and safety and all that lot. And basically, in the past, when I've gone into a school, into Rebecca's school, let's say, and I've wanted to film her in a play or a production or one end of a school production or whatever she's been in, I've wanted to film, and I've been asked to put my camera away, and I've been told I'm not allowed to film, basically. So why is he allowed to go into this school where he's got no relation to any of the kids and he's allowed to film them. You know what I mean? It just baffles me a little bit. And granted, he knows all the teachers in there, that's quite clear. Obviously his girlfriend's one of the teachers, he knows all the teachers. Most likely he probably knows every single one of the parents knowing him. It's, you know what I mean, everyone probably knows who he is, and he probably knows most of the parents. But putting that aside, putting who he is aside, and how big he is, and the fact that he's a YouTuber, putting that aside, he is a stranger going into a school and filming. And I've just watched this vlog here.
Wait, what does everyone think of the dinner? Yeah? Mate, everyone likes it. You know what, I'm a fan.
Now, as innocent as that looks, which it clearly is, it's him in a school with a bunch of kids. He's having fun, the kids are having a whale of a time. I mean, God, I wish it was that fun for me when I were at school. You know what I mean? You can obviously clearly see it's innocent. But I've even commented on this video. I've put a comment in the comment section on his video. It's surrounded by kids. Now, surely he hasn't got permission off all of them parents if he can put them in his vlog. Sure, I mean, there's that many kids in that section. I mean, all right, it must be told that you can't film this child. This child's not allowed. It must be told there's some kids that are not allowed to be. I get that, but it just gets to me that, like, if Rebecca came home from school tomorrow and said, "Oh, Mum, this man came into school today and he was filming us," and you know, again, the mother head on me, I'd be asking questions. I'd be like, who was he? Why was he filming you? What was he doing? And do you know what I mean? And it'd be the same if I was to go into Rebecca's school and all of a sudden start filming. You know, I walked into her school with her and I was just filming. How long would it be before I've got teachers complaining at me, or kids going on complaining to parents going in, going, that person was filming. Who was that weird person filming in our kids' school? It wouldn't be long. You know what I mean? If I were to go into that school, you know, and if I was to turn up at that school and say, "Oh, I'm a vlogger, can I start vlogging?" I don't think I'd be like, obviously they don't know me, of course, but even if I were to go into my daughter's school, I think there'd be questions asked and eyebrows raised. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them, like, there's just some people out there who, as innocent as that looks, and you can clearly see that there's obviously nothing happening, that some parents just won't get the whole vlogging for the internet, filming, putting kids on the internet. It's a very risque subject, which brings me on to other subjects.
Do you care to explain what's going on?
It's like I need for all over again.
Massages all day, every day?
Massage, what are you gonna do?
Did you even ask for one?
No, just love it. It's got the best massages.
Just did it.
Okay.
Just did it.
You should ask her for a tip every time.
Yeah, he does.
You pay him.
So this bit doesn't quite sit right with me as well. Now, again, nothing against Lydia. She seems like such an amazing teacher. I honestly, I would have loved a teacher like her when I was at school. She seems to genuinely, hand on heart, really adore them kids. But this bit here, I've just done a course recently, and I've done numerous of courses about safety and confidentiality, and I think all of this, through this vlog, right, this is all going to be linked, and it all boils down to rules and regulations and health and safety and blah, blah, blah. There's all that. And on this course, we've learned about boundaries and confidentiality. And when it comes to kids, you have got to be super, super careful. Now, imagine your kid coming home at the end of the day and saying, "Guess what I did today, Mum or Dad," or whatever. I give my teacher a massage. Do you know what I mean? It's not right. Now, obviously, again, you can clearly see from that clip that it's totally harmless. There's no way. And again, I want to point out very strongly that I am not suggesting anything towards Tom or Lydia that anything's going on. I'm just merely pointing out about the situation of there's kids massaging the teacher. Do you know what I mean? And can you imagine what would you say or do if your child came home from school and said, I give my teacher a massage today? It's a bit, do you know what I mean? So, like I say, all I'm asking for in this bit, I'm not sending out any hate. I'm not looking to start any beef with anyone or, if anyone wants to tweet Tom and they can clarify this up for me and they can explain the situation and explain, yeah, I have got permission. I do know the parents. I speak to all the parents and they're all okay with it. I don't know the ins and outs with it. He might have filled in a form. The parents might have filled in a form that day to say he could film the kids. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know the situation. All we're seeing as viewers is that he's vlogging these kids. So, like I say, I just want Tom to confirm that and explain the situation to say, yes, I'm allowed to film in this school and the parents are okay with it. Because as I say, I just find it very strange how I take my daughter to school and she's in a play, and when I get my phone out to film her, which isn't to go on the internet, by the way, it's just purely for mine and her viewing and for memories, you know what I mean? I want to film my daughter at school in her play, so in years to come, we can sit down and watch it back. That's one of the whole reasons why we film in the first place, is so we can look back on them and say, that's what we did that day. And I'm not allowed to film my child in school. Now, I can understand there's other people's kids there, but it's a tough one. It really is, because it's like, let's bring it outside, let's bring it away from schools and let's bring it to a park. You take your child to a park and you're filming your child in a park and there's other kids there. Now, I haven't come across this situation yet. If Rebecca's playing somewhere and obviously kids cross your path like all the time. They're always getting in the way while you're filming and you can't help that. Obviously, I don't think someone's going to kick off because your child's just crossed the path and you've put them in the vlog for a matter of 2 seconds. There's nothing really much you can do about that. But if Rebecca starts interacting with another child genuinely and they start playing really nicely, I usually say to the parent or whoever's with that child, do you mind if I take pictures? Am I allowed to take pictures of your child? And obviously, if the situation ever came up, can I vlog? Am I all right to put that child online? You know what I mean? And if they said no, then I either wouldn't or I'd blur the face out, whichever one. But I'd film my child at a park playing, right? And then somebody comes up to me and starts saying, why are you filming? What are you filming? Why are you filming at a kid? And I'd be like, well, I'm filming my child having fun at park. That's harmless. Now, what if I was just at a park and I was just randomly filming? You know what I mean? There was a situation a while back and I can't remember where or when it was exactly, but I remember a street performance and going on. I think it was a Punch and Judy show going on. And obviously the people were doing this show and the kids were sat in front watching the show and the parents were at the back keeping an eye on. And at the time I didn't film because I didn't have notes to film. I weren't filming at the time and I had nothing on me. But there were other people around taking pictures and filming it. And I spotted this guy and he was pointing his camera or phone, whatever he was using, at the kids. Now, maybe I should have said something. Maybe I should have done, but for all I knew, he could have been filming his son or a relative in the front row watching the show for all I know, but he was pointing his camera at the kids. Would I have had any right to have gone up to him and ask him to stop? You know, it's that silver line between butting your nose into something purely innocent, as I've just showed with that vlog, or potentially that person could have been a paedophile and filming these kids. You know what I mean? He was pointing the camera at a bunch of kids and he could have gone home and we're filming these kids. Now I'm going to say something here that you might think, oh my God, are you mad? That's definitely not right. But let's just start off by saying I'm into all these online predators, these people who catch paedophiles online and they go out and they, you know what I mean, they chat to them online, however they work, they build up a conversation and this person thinks that they're coming out to meet a child and these people catch them and report them to the police, which I'm all for. I think any paedophile, I think anybody who can go out and harm a child or any paedophiles, they should be put down in my opinion. There's just it's just sickening. But, right, if you've got some sick freak, right, behind closed doors, looking at pictures online, is not hurting anyone. Like, say for example, right, there's obviously mine and Rebecca's videos online now. There could be some, for all I know, there could be some sick freak watching our video, watching Rebecca, pausing and watching Rebecca and pleasuring himself over it. I mean, it's horrible to think about, but it could be watching Rebecca and enjoying it. But personally, I don't know he's doing it. Rebecca doesn't know he's doing it. She's not being hurt. I'm not being hurt. If this sick freak wants to do that behind closed doors in his own time and look at my child online or thousands of other images, again, not saying it's right at all, because it's totally not, but we don't know about it. What we do not know doesn't hurt us. There's a big difference between, obviously, steps outside and then they go out to obviously potentially harm a child. That's totally different. So if a guy's takes a picture of a child on a park and goes back home and looks at that picture online, as wrong as it is he harming that child directly? So again, it's that boundaries between, are you potentially stopping an innocent situation of someone filming and capturing memories, or are you potentially stopping a paedophile? Do you know what I mean? I mean, for example, say what happens if my dad took Rebecca to school and she was and he started filming it? Do you know what I mean? Again, because it's not about, this whole thing isn't about whether you're a guy or you're a woman or you're 20 or you're 60 or you're a celebrity or you're not a celebrity or you're known to that business or you're not known. This is about somebody filming kids, you know what I mean? And it could either be harmless or it could be, you know what I mean, for other purposes that we don't dare to think about. So do we stop it? I wouldn't like, personally, if I'm filming my child in public, whether it be on a park or just going for a walk or in her school, but I don't like being told to stop, because that is telling me I can't film my child and capture my memories as I want to, whether it's for vlogging or not. I want to capture memories. Like, for example, my daughter was in a small production the other day at school. It wasn't massive. I'm going to put in something now. There's no kids involved. It's just the production. And I really hope that this production team doesn't mind me putting this in the vlog. I really, really hope that they're not going to sue me or whatever. But there's no kids involved in this clip.
One hit ahead of the block. I think I'll take a stroll around the block.
Stop this!
Sailor!
Outrage! Scoundrel!
Let's not be too hasty.
So yeah, like I say, I hope they don't mind me putting that little clip in there. There was like I said, there were a small production team that came into Rebecca's school, and it was like a little workshop, and they got the kids involved. They give them a part to play in that it was like a little small pantomime they did, and Rebecca was in it, and she had her own little part, and I did actually film it, and I was quite, you know, through the play, people were getting the phones out and they were filming it, and I'm quite surprised actually. We weren't told to stop filming, we weren't told that we weren't allowed, but as I say, I did film it, but of course I'm not going to put it online because there are other people's kids involved. And you know, Rebecca was, while he was actually there, Rebecca was telling me to come up and, Mum, will you take pictures of me? Will you take pictures of me with my friend? And it's like, I did, you know, and I did do it, but like, you're scared to, you know what I mean? Because you don't know if you are allowed or you should do, you know what I mean? Obviously, like I say, I can totally say that, you know, like I say, I'm not putting them online. I've not put any of the pictures online. They're just basically for Rebecca and for us to look back in years to come and say, look, yeah, this was you at school, this was you in this play, this was you with your friends. I'm not putting them online because they're other people's kids, and obviously I don't want to go down that path and get into trouble off other parents. But like I say, it shouldn't be like that. I should be allowed to film my child in something harmless as that and not get told off for doing it. You know, again, I can completely understand in today's world that we're living in why we're not allowed to do it. It's completely obvious, but that's my child and I want to film my child, and I don't like being told I'm not allowed to film my child and be able to put something like that online and show, you know, what part. I'd love to put that part on that she were in it, but she were with other kids, so I don't, like I say, it's just so messy. So yeah, so I'm going to come away from this dark section now, and like I say, I hope you completely understand where I'm coming from, and I'm not trying to say anything bad, or so that's that section of it. So now I'm going to come on to another section, and I want to start talking about another YouTuber that I had the honour of meeting, and that was this guy.
Yeah.
I'm excited. There's like 6 roller coasters here, or maybe like 5 roller coasters here that we get to ride.
That is the TimTracker, and I had the pleasure of meeting him. If you go back to one of my other vlogs, I'll put the link in the description down below. He lives in Orlando, and basically his job is he goes out and he vlogs in theme parks, and every day he goes to different theme parks around Orlando and other places in America and films it, and films going on the rides and stuff. Now, as you can tell from my previous vlogs, I love theme parks. I really enjoy theme parks, and I really like going to theme parks and going on roller coasters, and even more so, I obviously like to film the experience. But now, obviously, again, there's big differences between the UK and America and probably other places in the world, but in America, when I was there in Florida, there was a lot less, they weren't strict. I could film on most rides. I wasn't told to put my camera away, or I know you're not, which is a whole different topic. I know you're not allowed selfie sticks, even though I had my GoPro, and I kind of don't get the difference between a GoPro and a selfie stick, which I'll come to in a minute. But when as another vlog that I've just done, my Alton Towers vlog, when I went to them theme parks, and also another vlog that I did was the Blackpool Pleasure Beach. When I went there, you're not allowed to film at all on any of the rides, and that be with either a GoPro or with your phone. You're not allowed, even though, as you can tell from my vlogs, I do, because if I can do it, I will. And again, I'm on the fence with this, because I get on one half why you can, and that's, again, all comes down to health and safety. If you drop your phone or the GoPro onto the track, or you drop it and it whacks someone behind you, completely understand it. But what I don't understand is, just watch this vlog and I'll explain it after.
Unfortunately, we don't get to film on any of the roller coasters because they don't allow cameras, but Silver Dollar City did work with us and set us up before the park opened to ride Outlaw Run and film it on our GoPro. So we'll put that in there when we get to Outlaw Run, but then the rest of them, we'll just kind of give you guys our overview of what we felt when we were on the roller coaster.
So yeah, as you can see, they're visiting a park called Silver Dollar City, which actually I didn't go to that one because that's, I think, a park outside of Orlando, which I think when I went to Florida and Walt Disney World, I think you are allowed to vlog on most of the rides. They don't tend to stop you there, whereas at this one, from other vlogs I've watched, you're not allowed. But what I don't understand, as you can just tell from that clip you've just watched, 1 minute they're saying they're not allowed to vlog, they're not allowed to film on any rides, but they've hooked them up. Now, obviously, because of who they are, the massive YouTubers over there, people know who they are, they've told them they're allowed. So I'm going to put in another clip here. So as you can see, that's a clip on them on a roller coaster. But as you could tell in the bottom corner, a title came up saying courtesy of Silver Dollar City. So obviously that was filmed by them and they've allowed them to use that footage. So let's move on to another clip. So as you can tell from that clip, that was filmed by Tim himself. He obviously took his GoPro onto that and shot that himself. But what I don't understand is, what's the difference? What's the difference in the first clip, where the footage was provided by Silver Dollar City, to that clip where he shot it himself? What? I don't understand what, you know. Of course, by looks of the clip, again, I'm not there, I don't know the full ins and outs of it, but from the second clip, they were on the ride by themselves, so there was no one else on the ride. But I still, even that, putting that aside, I don't understand the difference of somebody filming the ride themselves, whether it be me or you, whether you go on that ride and film it, or the park. If someone goes on the ride and films it, it's being filmed. Does it matter whether it's being provided by the park or the person doing it? There's no difference. I just can't work it out. So like I say, so when I went to Florida, obviously there was rides that I took my GoPro on and I filmed with my GoPro, and then there was other rides that I took my phone on, and I was genuinely quite lucky there. But back home, let's say, for example, the Blackpool trip, and when I went on the ride Valhalla, I took my GoPro on. Now, on this ride, there's no way whatsoever of dropping the camera and it damaging the track or dropping out and smacking it, because you know what I mean, you're holding onto it and it's a small boat ride where it's not a roller coaster and you're being flung all over the place. Halfway through that, the ride was shot and I was told, and I even said to my brother before we got on the ride, I bet you I'm told to put my GoPro away, I bet you any minute. And we got halfway around the ride and over the tynoids they came, no films allowed on the ride, please put your GoPro away. So I had to put it away. I don't get it. I don't understand that. Why? why are we not allowed to film on it? Like, again, yes, I can understand for the safety aspect in a way, but we're doing you a favour in a way. Like, okay, I can see maybe you don't want the theme of the ride being spoilt for the people, but yet there's tons. If you go online, and you can guarantee you can put any ride on YouTube, and there's loads of clips of rides on YouTube for anybody to see. So I can't understand why it's such a big deal for somebody, whether it be me or a famous vlogger or whoever, to go on a ride and film. Why are we being told to put the camera away? I mean, I do have a little bit of a theory. I think it's one of two things. Personally, I mean, I could be wrong, but one, it could be the fact that they obviously want you to buy their own, you know, obviously when you get off the ride, they sell pictures and what key rings and whatever, and they want you to purchase that. So obviously if you're filming on the ride yourself, you've got your footage there, you won't want to spend money and buy it. So that's my first theory. My other theory is, if it goes wrong with the ride and it breaks down, or they don't want the bad publicity being shot by a random member of the public and being put online to potentially ruin them, or, you know, it could be, I could be wrong, but that's just my theory. But obviously what comes with bad publicity comes with good, and 9 times out of 10, I mean, all right, yeah, these rides, they're always breaking down. The machines, of course they're going to break down from time to time, but we're going to your business and paying a lot of money. You know, they're not cheap, these theme parks today. We're paying a lot of money to come into your park. You'd think, I mean, if it were me running a business, if I owned a theme park, I'd let everybody film on all rides and do, you know what I mean? Because for me, I'm seeing promotion, and people, especially with YouTube now, especially with YouTube being such a big thing, it's only advertising the park and the ride. You know, I've watched so many. That's how I got into TimTracker. When I booked my holiday to Florida, I started watching him, and I started thinking, oh God, I can't wait to go and do that. I can't wait to go and see that. You know what I mean? It's good publicity. It's good promotion for the park if someone films in their park and on their ride. So why stop us? Do you know what I mean? So coming away from the theme parks now and heading over to water parks. Now, again, I know I keep bringing up Florida, but when I went in Florida, I went to the new park, Volcano Bay. Again, vlogged that. You can go watch that after. When I was there, when Tim first went there, when it first opened, he went on all the slides and he was allowed to vlog. He was allowed to take his GoPro on again, and he was allowed to vlog on them all. Now, when I went there, I was told I wasn't allowed. I approached the entrance to the ride, and the guy said, sorry, you're not allowed to bring your GoPro on. And I said, well, hang on a minute. I've seen so many people film on these slides and it's online. Why am I not allowed? He says, oh, you know, probably because they've snuck the cameras on, and some silly excuse like that. And I says, well, why am I not allowed? And he says, well, you're going on these you're going on these rafts, and you've got to hold on to them. So you can't be holding on to a GoPro if you've got to hold on to these rafts, which I can understand. I get that one. So it says, okay, I've got a strap. Can I strap the GoPro to me? Oh, no, you're not allowed to. Why? Because it will damage the raft, which I thought, rubbish. What a load of rubbish. Now, I don't really think it is about... Because there were when at the end of that Volcano Bay vlog, you can see me going up to the top of the volcano, and I filmed that. But he actually asked, I asked somebody else, and I says, would I be allowed to go up there, film it, and come back down? And he says, well, you'll have to ask the person who's... The person turned around to me and said, personally, I'd let you, but you're going to have to ask the person who's on the slide now. You know what I mean? Everybody's different at what they let people do and don't do, which is a big thing in all of this as well. So obviously I approached the slide, and I said to the guy, am I all right to walk to the top of this? Because I want to get a couple of pictures at the top. and bring it back down, put my GoPro away and go back on the slide. So actually, little sneaky peek, that clip where you saw me walking up the steps, I actually walked up them steps twice. I walked up, filmed it, took the pictures and brought the GoPro back down, give it to Rebecca and went on the slide, because obviously I wasn't allowed to take the GoPro on the slide with me. So, you know what I mean? So I missed out on filming me and Rebecca on fun slides, on certain raft slides, which was very disappointing, even though I've seen thousands of vlogs online of people going on their slides and filming it, I wasn't allowed because I was told to put my camera away, which is, again, totally not fair. Now, again, coming back to the UK, we don't actually have, for obvious reasons, many water parks. We have a few indoor ones, but we're not actually allowed to even take cameras to the parks at all. Again, going back to what we're talking about before, which I can completely understand. Somebody walking into a swimming bath, filming kids swimming, it's a little bit weird. But again, it's all about filming, you know what I mean? It's all about filming my memories and being told that I'm not allowed to do it, you know what I mean? So again, it's different rules for around the world for different places, and also who's working that day, which again, either you're allowed or you're not allowed, or depending who you are, you're allowed, or depending if it's the establishment filming it can film it, but the public can't, and it's just very messy. So, So now I want to come on to things like concerts and gigs and music events. Now, when I was little and I went to concerts, cameras weren't around, so everybody were just watching the show and nobody were filming it. But obviously, as these smartphones have come in, you can guarantee every time you go to a gig, nearly most of the audience have got the phone out filming it. You know what I mean? It's a given today. Now, when I first started vlogging years ago, when I weren't doing it for YouTube, I again, another vlog that I filmed a while ago, had a small JVC camera, and I used to take that to concerts with me. And I was told I wasn't allowed and I had to put it away, which, again, I still don't understand. I do understand, which I'm going to come into in a minute, but I don't understand because of what I'm about to talk to. So, obviously, I was told to put it away. So, going forward a few years, I then used a smaller camera, a Kodak camera, whilst obviously everybody else was filming with their phones. And I was at a concert once, right, and it was really, really funny, really weird. It was right at the front of the gig, right in front of the stage, and in front of me was the barrier, and then stood in front of me was one of the stewards who obviously worked for the arena, and then obviously the act on the stage. And I'm holding my camera up, filming, right, this small camera, and this person's looking at me, and he goes to me, "Excuse me, love, can you stop filming, please?" And I looked at him and I went, "I'm sorry, what?" He said, "Can you put your camera away?" And I looked around me, looked all the way around me, and I said, "So, are you going to stop him? And are you going to stop her? And are you going to stop him? Are you going to stop all them? And you're going to get them?" Because they were filming on the phones. So, and he didn't have out to say for that. He actually did shut up and went and didn't bother me again and let me, because I think I did have a valid point, because yes, I was filming with a small camera whilst everyone else were filming with a phone, because what is the difference? What is the difference between filming on a camera, or even saying that, bringing it all in, what is the difference between going to a concert and filming on a camcorder, whether it be this big or a small camcorder, a small old JVC camcorder as I used to use, or a normal camera, Kodak or whatever these vloggers use today, or your phone? What is the difference between them when it comes to filming the concert? Now, at one point, some shows that I've been to, they state before the show, whatever it might be, whether it be a concert or a kids show, you're either allowed to film or you're not allowed to film. They bring it up over the time before. And I remember another thing that I took Rebecca to once. I took her to like a Disney Playhouse little junior show, like Mickey Mouse with her and all the Disney Playhouse, you know, people were there. And I took her, and she was only little. I probably put a clip in sometime because I filmed it. And like I said, I was filming the show, and the stewards again come up to me and said, sorry, you're not allowed to film. And I says, okay, but I still kept getting my camera out, and I was filming Rebecca. I had my back to the shot, and they still kept coming up to me and saying, excuse me, can you put you're not allowed to film? I says, I'm not filming the show, sorry, I'm filming my daughter. And again, they walked away because, you know, they could see I clearly had my back to the show. I did keep sneakily turning around, and, you know, so people knew what it is she were looking at. But I mainly pointed the camera at her again because it was all memories. It weren't about being rude and breaking the rules or whatever. It was just about, I wanted to capture this moment. I wanted to film her eyes lit up, watching these characters on this stage, you know what I mean? And again, when we were in America, I filmed everything there. I filmed Beauty and the Beast, I filmed Frozen, and nobody said anything. But yet over here, it's right, you know, right, you're not allowed, and I just don't understand the difference. Now see, when you go to the pictures, right, and see a movie, obviously they tell you clearly no camcorders allowed, which is obvious. Everybody knows that, because of, if a lot of people, you know, what they used to do is go into pictures, they film the movie, then they burn it to a disc and they'd sell it. Now for that, I completely understand. You're not allowed to film the pictures at all and film the movie that you're watching because of copyright. And I think obviously at one point years ago, that's what concerts used to be like. When you go to a concert, you weren't allowed to film it because obviously that artist were going to bring that out onto DVD, and they wanted you, of course, to buy the DVD, so they didn't want you to film it back then. But these days, they can't stop you because obviously there's how many people at a gig? 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people all on the phones. What they're going to do, go around asking everybody to put it away? People do it today, you know, they can't stop it today. Do you know what I mean? Even the artists know that now, and even the artist on stage says, anybody wants to tweet your footage at me or tweet your pictures at me later, that's fine. They don't mind it anymore because they know it happens, you know, they know people do it. But if I walked in there with a massive camcorder, I'm sure I'd still be told to put it away. But yet, I still don't get the difference in that. What is the difference between vlogging on a phone like this, what I'm doing now, and filming on a camcorder? Now, obviously, as we know, certain equipments, the footage is better, but it's still capturing the moment. It's still capturing what's going on, you know what I mean? Whether it's a little bit blurry on one or more clear on another, you're still catching the same thing. So, again, why is it allowed on one and not another? So do you see where I'm kind of heading with all these, linking all these together? I'm not saying, of course, I'm not saying I want it to stop. You know what I mean? As a vlogger, I'd hate, like I say, hate more than anything to be told to stop filming wherever I were, whether it be at a park or wherever. I'd hate to be told I can't vlog anymore. But on the other hand, it's the confusion of who's allowed to vlog, when you're allowed to vlog, what you're allowed to vlog with. And I'm kind of thinking either nobody should be allowed to do it, going back to the schools, you know, forget, you know, I'm not allowed to do it, Tom's not allowed to do it, the teachers aren't allowed to do it, no one's allowed to do it, full stop. Or everybody's allowed to do it. Do you know what I mean? There's not an in-between of, oh, this person's allowed to do it because they've signed a form, or this person's allowed to, because at the end of the day, the footage is still being filmed and it's still being ended up online. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter who's filmed it, the footage is still footage, no matter where that footage has come from. And do you get where I'm coming from? I don't know if this is I was thinking about this film before I was filming it, and I had it all in my head perfectly how I wanted to word it. And as soon as I start filming it, it just sounds like blah. And I hope I'm making sense, but linking all these together, theme parks, the concerts, you know, as a vlogger, whether you're a grandma doing it, a young person doing it, an older person doing it, what environment you're in, whether it be public, because that's actually another valid point I want to bring up, is something else I've been watching on YouTube recently, which I'm quite addicted to, is something called public freakouts. I'm actually got quite a soft spot for them at the minute, and it's basically random people blowing up about something, having a go at someone about something or nothing, and someone's filming it, and then they're filming it and putting it online, and you get people coming up going, are you allowed to film? Are you allowed to do that? You're not allowed to do that. And you're saying, excuse me, it's public property, I am allowed to do it. And then other people saying, well, actually, it's not public property, it's private property, you're not allowed to film. And again, it's all that confusion. And you read the comments of people saying things like, I wish people had learned the difference between public and private and things like that. But then you're going into the territory of freedom of speech, freedom of, well, I can film if I want to film because I'm filming for my own protection, or I'm filming for whatever reason you want to film, to actually you're not allowed to film because this is private and you're not allowed to film this. So it's right weird when, you know, a messy between what you can and what you can't film, and who's allowed to film and who's not. And like I say, and this is the whole point of this vlog, of asking, are you a vlogger? Are you, or do you just, you might not be a vlogger, do you just genuinely go out and film something? Have you been asked to put your camera away in a situation you thought, no, I don't have to do that, I'm in this nice situation, I want to keep filming? Do you think filming in schools is allowed or not allowed? You know, forget who the person is, forget, you know, whether it's a famous, like I say, forget the age, forget the sex, forget who the person is. I'm just asking in general, should it be allowed? And like I said, there's no in the middle, it should either be allowed or it shouldn't. You know what I mean? And same with theme parks, they should either let you film in the park, or they shouldn't, you know, on the ride. Because again, like I say, you can't, when you walk through into a theme park, they can't take your camera off you, they can't take your phone off you, they can't stop everybody walking around filming in a theme park, can they? But obviously on rides, they've got cameras, and they either choose to stop you from filming on the ride and ask you not to, and they can maybe throw you out if you get caught, or you carry on doing it, and they just let you do it because genuinely, then depending who that person is working that day, they're not allowed. But it should be made clear, them boundaries, them, either you are allowed to film or you're not, or not, oh, right, this person's allowed to film, but that person isn't, because that's just confusing. Or you're allowed to film on this ride, but you're not allowed to film on that ride, because that's just confusing. You know, do you know what I'm saying? So, again, a pretty long vlog, again, lot of ranting and raving. If you've made it right to the end of this, big thumbs up to you. Put down in the comment section below what you think and what your opinion is. And please like and share this video. Thank you.